Hey, how's it going, everybody? Swish here. Just want to do a really quick down and dirty video. Just walking through the woods here outside my house. It's about 15-20 acres, I don't know. Very small. But it's a nice little part. And it's currently 15 degrees out. And I want to talk about movement in a cold weather environment. Whether it be an operation. Lots of rabbit tracks. Just everywhere. All these rabbit tracks. Anyway, the sun's going down. It's currently 15 degrees and dropping. And I'm wearing just this coat, my tack fasten ops coat that I did in my last video, and just a short sleeve shirt. And I'm moving, and I'm just fine. I am warm enough to where I'm not sweating, but I'm also not cold. I'm just slightly uncomfortable. But I'm really not uncomfortable because I love the cold. And I'm about 256 pounds, so if you're a thinner guy, thinner person, you might think, that's a little much, Swish. That's fine. But yeah, it's great. But what happens when you stop moving? Some people are really quick to layer up right away when you stop moving. I would wholeheartedly disagree. That it depends on how long are you stopping to move. Are you stopping for just a few minutes? Well, I wouldn't put anything on. I'd stay how you are. You might get a little cold, but then you're going to pick up moving. So, just something to think about when you guys are out here in cold weather environments. And what do I wear? One thing I always tell people is people focus too much on the comfort factor, which is great. Going through a little bit, which is great. We all want to be comfortable out here, but also get used to the fact that it's going to suck a little bit. And I'd rather suck just a little bit, keep my core temperature at bay, than put on all my snivel gear, walk, and before I know it, because one thing you also have to think about is when you start to sweat, that gear, once you stop, you can't put it back on because you've sweated, it's wet. Now you get rid of it. And so now you have to reach in and get more gear, and then you have to worry about, how am I going to dry it out here? Is it going to freeze? You know. So one thing I recommend is, sorry guys, I'm just doing a quick little impromptu video. I'm just holding my phone. So one thing I would recommend is put on just enough, and you have to experiment with your gear, with what you have. You do that by rucking, okay? And going out and seeing, okay, how much am I sweating based on my average pace? It's beautiful out here. But how much am I sweating? You know, right now I'm not sweating at all. I'm moving just enough to where I'm comfortable. And I'm a little cold, but not bad. My blood is going, so careful of that deep hole. That's another thing about moving in snow. You never know what you run into. But yeah, I'm not sweating though, and I'm moving slowly, obviously here right now. So it's not like I'm moving super fast. A little little rabbit trail. I don't know if these are mine or not. I can't remember. I walked through. But again, something to think about when you guys are moving in cold weather environments like this. So many people what if it to death. Oh, what if this? What if that? Like for instance this, if I were to start sweating and I take it off and I hang it out to dry, it's going to freeze. It's not going to dry. So you got to think about that. And yeah, some people could say you can put it in here, but again, it's wet. So now you got something wet inside of you in a cold weather environment. That sounded bad. No pun intended. Anyway, oh, I can see the comments now. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of really all I just wanted to say. You know, when it comes to cold weather stuff, guys, don't overthink it, okay? Go out and test your gear, okay? Go out and see what works for you. See what you can take when you're moving and what you can take when you're static. And then judge those short halts you do. Don't just go out and put your freaking stuff on. You know, don't go out and, you know, automatically go, oh yeah, you know, I'm stopped, and then you're taking more time, and then you got to take it back off. And then you got to think about what you're sweating in. You know, can you dry it? That's the other thing people don't think about. It's like, well, yeah, you know, you want to go in between, and then you also have to position your gear in your pack for if you're doing movement to when you stop to be easily accessible, especially if you're doing a military operation, to where you can just reach in and grab it and pack it back in really quick, because you got to get up and move, you know, depending on where you're at. Which is why I suggest if it's a short halt, suck it up a little bit. You might be a little cold, but you got time before you become hypothermic, and even then you won't become hypothermic because you still got some stuff on, okay? And you're not wet. You know, if you're stopped, sirens all the time, I'll tell you. If you're stopped, you know, and you're in the prone, and you really get so cold or something because you're static, you know, do some push-ups or something. Do something, you know, always move your fingers. My fingers aren't freezing yet. It's 15 degrees out. I got them in my pocket as I'm moving, and I'm switching here. My hands, putting them in my pocket to rotate them. That's other things that you can do so my hands aren't getting cold. And that's a beautiful. Anyway, some things to think about. What to wear. And yes, I do have gloves. They're in my pocket, but it's hard for me to touch the phone and do everything while I'm filming and then come back here. So just wanted to go through a little stroll through my little wooded area here. Not very big. I'd love to do maybe an overnight out here sometime. What do you guys think? You guys think I should do it? Comment below, you know, and not get caught. I tried to one time, and then my wife was at home, and I'm like, nah, I want to go in and have some drinks with her. Which was way more fun. But that's another thing about testing your gear. Oh, is that a deer? Oh no. It's another thing about testing your gear. I have this really cool area. I can come out and test my gear. I can test my shelter in it. Spend the night in your gear. Don't wait until FTXs and training exercises, and then your quality of training is poor, because now we got to worry about getting you warm or whatever. You got to worry about that, you know. Never ever wait till FTXs to prove your gear. In some cases, yes, but that was a lesson I learned about this. I waited until the SEER Challenge to see how waterproof this was, when I should have done it prior to, and I could have taken better actions to, you know, I mean, I had my poncho, don't get me wrong, but I hated wearing my poncho, and even then that soaked through. So some things to think about, guys. Go test your gear and inspect your gear. That's another thing people don't talk about. Inspect it. Look for holes. Look for, you know, if it's, you know, if you have something that's waterproof, is it still waterproof? Is it still gonna do all that? You know, just some things to think about, guys. When you're out in the cold weather, in any weather, in any situation, inspect your gear, inspect your kit, inspect your tents, your shelters, all that stuff, so you don't have gear failures out in the field, and then you got to improvise, you know. Inspect it, test it, then inspect it again. And not saying that, you know, I mean, sometimes, yeah, you can do all that, and then Murphy shows up in a field problem. It happens all the time. I'm not saying it's a good, but at least you have that. Well, I did all the proper checks. I've had that happen in Iraq. Proper PMCS. Bradley still, you know, Murphy shows up. But anyway, or Humvee or whatever. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. Quick little video. Wow, I'm at 10 minutes. Holy crap. Didn't think I'd be this long. About how to deal with cold weather snivel gear, and when you're movement, when you're static, If this advice helps, if you guys think I'm all wrong, comment below on what you would do. This is just based on what I've done over, you know, the past 5 years in winter, and then when I was stationed in Alaska, learning what I did about cold weather there, you know, certain things. Embrace the suck. You know, that's the other thing. Don't make yourself so comfortable that now you're not combat effective or whatever the case may be. Embrace the suck on those things. It's okay to be a little cold, you know, as long as you're not wet. Or a little wet and not cold, but cold and wet sucks anyway. But yeah, that's something, is embrace the suck. Embrace the fact that you're going to be a little uncomfortable, you're going to be a little cold, and just fight through it. It's all mental when you're out there. So I've been standing here for a bit, and I actually already feeling like I'm a little cold, but it's bearable. You know, I'm fine, and I'm not sweating. You know, just been walking through the woods here, and I'm good. I'm standing here, and I can feel my body starting to get a little cold, but it's not bad. I'm gonna start moving back to my house. So anyway, hope this helps, guys. Have a good one. Swish out.